Hello, my name is Jessica Hardy and I will be your instructor. Welcome to this preview of Exploring English. This interactive course is designed to teach English to second language learners through a series of real-life communicative tasks and lessons. When you first arrive, you will notice that My Course page is clearly organized for students. On this home page, students have access to course announcements, tasks, what's new for assignments and content, to-do lists, and alerts. In the Information tab located on the left-hand side, I introduce myself as the instructor, as well as provide a brief overview of the course and learning outcomes students will acquire by completing the course. Included in this section is my contact information and email in case students have any questions regarding the course or future assignments. Under the tab titled Course Materials, students will find a variety of interactive lessons and activities related to basic communication skills used in common situations with friends. The first lesson students are required to complete can be found under the tab in the section titled Course Content. In this section, students work to complete 3 modules related to the theme of invitations. Each module focuses on a specific task related to reading, listening, or writing. In Module 1 of Course Contents, students receive a brief overview of the module as well as specific learning objectives related to the skill of reading. Before starting, students familiarize themselves with new vocabulary that will be common throughout the lesson. As a warm-up, students will engage with one another through the Discussion tab located on the left-hand side. They will work to answer a series of questions designed to elicit background knowledge on participating within their community. For the first activity, Activity 1, students are required to read a community flyer inviting them to a barbecue in their neighborhood. After reading, students are instructed to answer comprehension questions located under the tab titled Quizzes. Next, students are introduced to differences between formal and informal invitations. Modeled throughout email invitations or written invitations, students are introduced to common formats used to send invitations to friends. Before proceeding to the next module, students must complete 2 review activities. As review, students are asked to familiarize themselves with definitions of information invitations should traditionally include. To practice this language, students first work to complete the crossword puzzle posted online. They are then asked to use the link to create their own crossword puzzle, where they will define vocabulary or the key terms used throughout the module in their own words. In Module 2, students work to complete a series of listening tasks in order to identify respectful ways of responding to invitations. Similar to the layout of Module 1, students receive a brief overview and review relevant vocabulary. Answers to the crossword puzzle in Module 1 are posted here for students to correct. As a warm-up, students listen to a video titled Making and Responding to Invitations and engage with one another through the Discussion tab, again located on the left. For Activity 2, students watch and listen to the video answering listening comprehension questions located under the Quizzes tab. In this video, students witness an informal phone invitation. By providing an example below of a written formal invitation to the same event, the differences in language used in informal and formal invitations becomes clear for students. For review, using the email format mentioned in Module 1, students are asked to create both an informal and formal invitation to the event in the video. Students will email their invitations to me once completed. My email is listed again below the review activity. In Module 3, students complete tasks designed to improve their writing abilities. Again, following the same format, students receive a brief objective overview and relevant information to their objectives. The solution or answer to the word search is posted here again for students to complete on their own. As a warm-up, students watch 2 videos on RSVP etiquette. The first video highlights how to respond to an invitation, and the second video reviews how to decline to an invitation. When looking at both videos, students are asked to notice what similarities did they notice, and after watching both videos, they answer comprehension questions for Module 3 under the discussion board. For the third activity, following the theme of invitations, students work to create their own invitations. To create a context for their invitations, students have posted in the discussion posts different that would require an invitation. I have compiled the list of suggestions for the purpose of Activity 3 and posted them in the instructions. Using this list of suggestions, students work to create an online invitation for one of the events mentioned above. Students must use the vocabulary mentioned throughout the modules on information traditional invitations should include. I asked students to use a template of Microsoft Word and have created an example below of what that should look like. Once students have created their invitation, they are asked to post it in the Module 3 discussion board. For review, students look at RSVP etiquette, highlighted in the first video they previously watched above. Students are asked to respond to 2 of their classmates' posted invitations in the discussion board. This means that at least one of their discussion posts for RSVPing will accept the invitation and one will decline. Second lesson students must complete under course materials can be found under the tab titled Pragmatics. The Pragmatics lesson focuses on giving and responding to compliments. Here, students are first welcome to the module of Pragmatics, letting them know they will explore social situations with friends and learn customs and social behaviors for giving and receiving advice. Similar to the layout, there is an objective overview and what skills, speaking, reading, writing, and listening, they will improve through the completion of this Pragmatics lesson. For a warmer, students are asked to think about the following questions: how they feel if someone's nice to them, and what is something nice that they can say to someone. Pictures are used to expose students to body language used when receiving and giving compliments. After they've considered the following questions, it would be helpful for students to watch this video. In the video, the presenter gives examples of common compliments people give in Canada. Before they get started, students are asked to give a compliment to a friend or a relative. They're asked to think about something nice that they could say to them and send them a message using their phone. Below is an example, a screenshot from a phone of someone giving a compliment to a friend. By practicing giving compliments using the form of texting, students are exposed to real-life situations when they would give a compliment. The next section, titled Direct Teaching, students learn expressions for giving compliments. They look at common expressions for giving a compliment on appearance, talent, food, indirect expressions. Next, they look at expressions for receiving a compliment, either directly or indirectly. Posted below are common situations where one person gives a compliment and one person receives it, so students can see the form used for giving and receiving compliments. Next, students are asked to watch 3 videos on giving and receiving compliments. When watching these 3 videos, students are only asked to think about the following questions, each video containing questions regarded to its content. Common tips for giving compliments are also posted. Being sincere and specific, consider the time. And tips for receiving compliments. For the first activity, students answer comprehension questions to the 3 videos noted in the direct teaching of giving and receiving compliments. Students are asked to answer the comprehension questions in the discussion form. For the second activity, students practice giving and receiving compliments with a partner. Students work with their partners in Google Docs to create a conversation for giving and receiving compliments, or advice for giving and receiving compliments. After following the role play sample below, each partner submits a copy of their role play task in the assignment section, or where it is titled Dropbox. For the third activity, students are asked to think back to their warm-up, where they sent a text message to a friend or family member giving a compliment. Now that they've learned some tips for giving and receiving compliments, or different contexts where they can use them, they are asked to choose a classmate as a partner using the discussion form, exchange numbers or emails, add them on social media platforms, or even use the discussion form to engage in a conversation where 3 compliments are given. Students are also asked to not forget to respond to the compliments. To submit these compliments, students are asked to use screenshots to submit this image under the assignment folder. Students are reminded to consider the relationship they have with the person they're giving a compliment to. Ways to capture a screenshot are indicated in the instructions. For the final assignment, students are asked to write a letter responding to or giving compliments. For the final assignment, they'll be writing a letter using one of the 3 scenarios. They must choose a scenario, a minimum of 3 compliments, and post the assignment in the Dropbox under Final Assignment. Now let's look at some of the other tools that can be found. After course materials, which we've just reviewed, students will notice a Course Tools tab. In this section titled Discussions, students will be able to create threads and participate in discussions regarding questions to the modules, Module 1, 2, and the 2 for Module 3. They'll also be able to answer comprehension questions from the Activity 1 from the Pragmatics lesson. In the section titled Quizzes, students respond to neighborhood invitations or responding to invitations. When using the Quiz tab, students use the multiple choice to attempt to answer questions from the video.
matching the words and completing the video.
Now, let's look at the last content folder titled Dropbox. Here, students submit their letter from the Pragmatics Activity 2, where they're practicing giving and receiving two compliments in a letter format. Here, students either browse computer or type out the submission and submit for grading. As you can see through the exploration of this page, Exploring English is designed to be clean and professional, which is also reflected in the color scheme, the monochromatic colors used to not be distracting to student performance. If you have any questions regarding anything mentioned in this video, please do not hesitate to email me. Thank you for watching.